I'm 46 years old. I was born in Dallas, Oregon, which is a town outside of Salem. And that was the place, I guess, that my parents decided to go that was outside of the rural area where I grew up and where I lived, which was a place halfway between Salem and Lincoln City, a little small rural area. There's also a reservation there, which I'm a part of. You know, I'm the fourth child of my parents' kids, and it was depressing and it was hard, and I grew up in a fractured family. And all of those things, what they mean is that I grew up not knowing how to communicate, not knowing what my needs were, not knowing how to get them met, and stuffing it and coming up with a ton of unhealthy adaptations to get what I needed. Unhealthy adaptations such as being aggressive or not being aggressive and being passive, or buying into that, you know, I was worthless and thinking that that was what I needed to do to agree with my surroundings in order to be accepted. One of the things I learned was that in order to get attention, I'd act out. And in order to protect myself, I became violent. I was picked on and I was bullied, and all of these things led to me being really, really vigilant and being able to figure out where I was in time and space and who was a threat and how to protect myself. And so then what I also learned was how to be on the confrontational side. Not wait for things to happen, but to make them happen. So that then people would know not to screw with me. It was like a preventative measure. So these things then all led to, how do I shift from that? Another important thing was that I moved to Colorado in high school. I'd been living with my martial arts teacher and had the opportunity to leave Oregon and to leave that environment and to leave basically the laboratory that I had been cooking up all of these things and create a new life. And lo and behold, I didn't leave those things. I brought plenty of them with me because, like the old bumper sticker says, wherever you go, there you are. What I also did was I blamed everybody else and I didn't take responsibility. Eventually, I started to see that I was the common denominator. My problems followed me everywhere I went, and it became more and more difficult to blame it on other people that had come and gone and come and gone and come and gone. It was at that time that I started to take my own self-help, mental health, rising above myself, gaining and getting the things that I wanted through healthy means. You know, and really it came from a bunch of failed jobs and relationships and things like that. And what I decided was, I got to figure this out. I got to figure out what the fuck I keep doing to fuck this up. So I read books and I got involved in therapy and I got involved in men's groups and I started doing self-care things like taking care of my body and things like that. Along the way, what I found was this interest in Jungian principles, shadow work, looking at the parts work and the entities that lived inside of me that were calling the shots and that I didn't know. You know, the unconscious part of me that I believe is all of us is running the show more than not. That was where I found a group called the Mankind Project and started doing a lot of work there. And I climbed the leadership ladder, which was really great. There's a ton of workshops and a ton of things and mentors that helped me to see things about myself that, you know, we can't see without other people. We need other people to see the back of our head. That then led into me teaching workshops and leading workshops all over the world and helping other people discover that stuff. And I just had a knack for it. I had a knack for it because of that vigilance and because I was able to see things and pick up on cues that I then used to help other people. And then, of course, I read and I put a knife edge on that to be able to then not just use it for my own good and to sometimes manipulate people and use that, but also then to just help people, to give back and to serve, which I think that contributing to the world and serving the world is really, really important. And that's one of my primary principles.